Oi, oi, Wild Army, Wildman Gaz here. I'm at the Williamson tunnels in Liverpool, and they are letting me film, but I can't film all of it, which is understandable. But they're struggling a bit, but guys, we're getting really underground here. I hope the light's good. I'll take you down, I'll show you around. Just got the guide talking. Look at this place, guys.
See the way the tunnel goes in both directions from Wellesley? You go this way, which is out through there, and that's the tunnel I'm about to take you on. There's also a tunnel going the opposite direction underneath reception, which you can see down there. That's going straight back the way you can see that's going straight back the way we came, if that's going. Yeah,
I'm trying not to get everyone on camera,
and
guys.
you might have noticed, if you look down there, you might have noticed, that.
Oh, wow.
Underneath reception.
Oh, right.
Hey, I've got a torch as well. Can I put mine on?
Yeah, I can see it, yeah.
There you go.
Now, okay, so that is this tunnel down here, but you see directly on the reception,
More underneath it.
that one is called the triple decker, because there's actually 3 tunnels in there, one on top of the other. It's separated by arches. In the same way as, don't suppose you notice this is 2 big sandstone walls with an arch on the top. And then along here, there's some brickwork stuck to the wall there. That's the edge of an arch that isn't there anymore.
Oh.
So there used to be an arch of that height. Yeah,
Yeah.
there used to be an arch like that height there. And then
Big
this arch
archway,
up top.
guys.
So the triple was the same style as that. Just, 2 big walls and then an arch, another arch, lower and a third arch again. Just tell me that at the start to give you an idea of the size and the scale of some of these tunnels.
I didn't think they were like this big.
No. Yeah.
Guys, this is big.
So I like to start
Huge.
with this and just, make it very clear that there are bigger ones than this. And just there, do you see this? I'll point this out as well. Do you see where the railway line chops through one of these tunnels? Yeah.
So we
That's,
go under the railway line?
we don't. We're going this way.
Oh,
But then the tunnel doesn't go under it either. The railway's lower. They did chop the tunnel in 2, is what I'm saying, when they built the railway. When they were building that was
What was that for, the railway?
it's the main line into Lime Street. I don't know if you know Lime Street Station a bit.
No, I've just got off there.
Yeah, do you know when you going into Lime Street, you're going through a deep underground cut? It's it's that. That's the cut.
That was unbelievable. It's not the one, is that the Edge Hill one? Because the one at Mount,
Yeah.
the one at Oldworld, isn't it?
Edge Hill's that way.
I've just been to the Edge Hill one.
Street's over there, but
Yeah, it's nice down there.
it's the one that goes through Edge Hill and then into Lime Street. You go straight through. I don't know if you've ever noticed, there's a lot of sandstone masonry with brickwork.
Bear with me, guys.
And that sandstone, those big sandstone walls, and some of that is blocking off both sides of this tunnel. That makes sense.
yeah.
And I mean they built it they built it in the 1830s. Williamson was Joseph Williamson, who had these tunnels built and they were named after. He was still alive and still living on this land.
Yeah.
When they built that. Story goes that he was the story goes that the railway men were getting a bit superstitious and a bit worried, thinking they were digging too deep and getting too close to hell. So when they break through into this weird tunnel they weren't expecting, apparently Williamson had a very funny joke set up for them where he had a team of his men waiting for them, and they jump out covered in mud and screaming.
Typical.
And
So what would they call these tunnels?
get to that now. It was essentially Williamson was a tobacco merchant. It's the easiest way to start.
Yeah.
That's how he made it. Not smuggling. No evidence he was smuggling. But essentially he was a wholesaler buying it off the ships and then selling it on to the actual manufacturers. He bought this land up here in Edge Hill in 1806. This is 1806, and at that point he's in his 30s, his money is already pretty secure. So what he was doing really, it was, by the looks of it, it was real estate speculation.
Right.
Like if you buy a bit of land just outside of an expanding city, because even where you are now, in Edge Hill, this wasn't Liverpool yet. So yeah, he was buying a bit of land just outside of an expanding city. And what he wanted really was, do you see Mason Street down the middle?
Oh, yeah.
This really small little patch of land. He wanted to put big suburban, like kind of, you know, the Georgian townhouses.
Yeah.
He wanted just a row of Georgian townhouses on either side of Mason Street up here. So that he could rent them out to people who had like houses, garden, so basically who had the businesses in the city,
Yeah.
but wanted these big houses with gardens up here in the suburbs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I say, buying his land up here was just real estate
Is
speculation.
this all his land?
Not quite. We think his land, I think the simplified version is it's kind of Winfield Street, Highgate Street, Paddington, and Smithdown Lane, but it's a little smaller than that.
So the Williamson Student Village, is that not on his land then?
Some of it is, yeah. Some of it was, yeah.
So he bought the land,
Yeah,
built the houses, so how did the tunnels come into it?
that was going to be the next thing I said, don't worry. Essentially what he wanted was, when he got here, what he wanted was the houses. When he got here, we think there would already have been a lot of sandstone quarries, just old disused quarries on this land. If you look at the walls in here, can you see the lot standing in a sandstone quarry?
yeah.
If you look at both walls. This is just a big slot from a quarry. And what he's done is arch on top of the quarry, garden on top of the arch. Then you've got a house and a garden rather than a house with a great big hole behind it. And you can get a bit more money off your rent if you rent out a house and a garden on a death trap. Essentially, that's the practical side of the tunnels. He's buying this land with all these quarry slots across it. And then, yeah, he's covering them over so he can bury them. And he can have his houses with gardens. Does that make sense? That's the practical side of the tunnels.
So they started life as quarries.
Yes.
So Mr. Williamson comes along
Yeah.
and decides
To cover it over, have
cover
his
the
houses.
houses to keep the houses, his buildings safe.
Yeah. So, yeah, just to have
So when you
gardens
have
in the
one of
back of
those
them.
houses, you couldn't nip into a tunnel and go shopping.
Not easily had it upside down. I'll talk about that a bit more later, but no. We don't think, they would have been fairly exposed to the tunnels, but we don't think it would have been easy to get down here.
Because how deep-
Be pretty.
The houses are on top and the tunnels are how
Yeah.
deep? As deep as...
We don't know exactly, we haven't got to the bottom yet.
Wow.
Oh my.
So it just keeps going.
Yeah, there's still plenty more digging to do, as you can see here.
Wow.
I know sometimes people wonder about these sandstone stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you might have guessed this, but that's just the digging teams put them in to get down to the bottom. They didn't dig it away and find some perfectly positioned steps, that's about it. But Williamson, like I say, that's the practical side of the tunnels. Getting everything to the one level at the top. Where it goes from there and gets a bit stranger is that he was doing all this at a time of mass unemployment. I've already told you he bought this land when he was in his 30s in 1806. He died in 1840. So 30-something years, yeah, about 35 years or so, he was living up here. One thing that was going on at that point was just mass unemployment. First off, it was the times of the Industrial Revolution, so, you know, jobs are going into factories where there's less work is needed. And 1815, the Napoleonic Wars entered in Europe. So Napoleon was beaten for the last time at Waterloo. All them soldiers come back to Britain. There's no jobs waiting for them on this end. Industries like cotton's a good example, but if you think of all the uniforms, a lot of money going into getting those uniforms. When all the military contracts for these supporting industries end at once, just a lot of things are happening at the same time. Things get bad fast. And against this backdrop of just terrible poverty and mass unemployment, Williamson actually had a reputation for never turning down anybody who came to him for work. You'd even go so far as to pay people to dig holes and fill them in again. You know, rather than tell them we have no jobs going or give them a handout.
Yeah.
And yet, apparently you paid one fella to fill the other barrel full of bricks. Then just sent him to the other side of the yard. You know, empty it, refill it, bring it back, empty it, refill it, back over there, empty it. Yeah, that was his job, he was a brick mover. That's why today we mostly think him as a philanthropist. More than anything else, he was doing a lot for people just would not have had any better option.
Did he come from a wealthy family? Was he aristocratic?
Not aristocratic, not even almost aristocratic. Kind of self-made. His dad, we think, was a glass blower, which was a specialised trade, so he probably wouldn't have been like impoverished or anything. But at the same time, it wasn't like, you know, massive money. It wasn't anything to where we ended up. You know, in terms of the kind of social mobility, he does seem to have had more of it than most people in that period. What he seems to have done is to go from like kind of, you know, the sort of the specialised tradesmen to kind of, you know, suburban landlords. It looks like it's kind of lower middle class or upper middle class.
There's that transition, isn't there, from the traders and the, you know, silver spoons, yes. So,
yeah, that did happen. Yeah.
So they wouldn't really, if his dad was a glass blower, and he was
tobacco merchant.
He was a tradesman. The higher ups would not approve of him mixing with them.
Not the very high ups,
no,
but the circles he moved in,
Fascinating.
Yeah,
who did you marry then?
He married the daughter of the guy who trained him up as a tobacco merchant.
So he married a trader's daughter.
Yeah, Elizabeth Tate she was called. I'll talk about his life a bit later, but for now, for those questions, he married Elizabeth Tate, she was called, like I say, she daughter of Richard Tate who trained him. And the other thing I'll mention though, just a few more bits and pieces on the map. Next, just get St Mary's Church talked about. That's they've got baptismal records is why I point them out, going right back to when Williamson was alive. People used to name children after him. There are records there, and you know the way old baptismal records, they actually had the dad's job on it. Apparently used to name children, there's children with names like Joseph Williamson Smith, Joseph Williamson Sedgwick and that. Some of their fathers were labourers, which tells a story, doesn't it? Definitely people grateful for what he was doing back then. Like I've been saying, he was also definitely a bit of an eccentric. He used to take his horse into church with him. Apparently he'd sit in church on a horse, lift its front hooves up onto his shoulders in some way. So he'd hear a horse's head up here somewhere. If anybody wants to know what he was doing, he'd say, no, through the week, Bobby. Carries me everywhere. So carry on.
Horsing around, wasn't it?
You want to come on over here?
That explains a lot.
Bear with me guys, bear with me. We're going to get into the meat of it now. Don't know how long this video is going to be. I can't film all of it, so I might have cut off and do a part 2 because it's not fair. Well, I'm trying to get some publicity for the place. You know me. Wow.
It's just stuff that was, because this is originally drainage, this channel. And you can see where it's been chopped into for some reason. It's just whatever, it's like kind of chalky stuff we think. It's soaked into the water, it's, you know, making its way through, falling down that way.
It's interesting because when you hear the archaeologists,
So you got some drilling there? Absolutely.
There's a stream coming in.
It's not quite a stream. It's all rainwater that's soaked down. It's not any kind of underground river.
It's deep, that, isn't it? That is.
Yeah. This is where you've gotten to so far. This is probably the deepest point you've dug to. Do you see here? This is underneath where I'm standing. You can see where you've got right down to the sandstone, can't you? And then here you've got down to the sandstone in that corner.
Over there,
Just down here.
How long have you worked on this project? How long did it take?
It got serious in about 1999. Yeah.
Well, that is giving people work, isn't it?
Well, not really. I mean, all the diggers and all the
Oh, is it
sort of guys
voluntary?
and volunteers.
Oh, right. That's even better then, isn't it? The volunteers.
Yeah, if you look up,
Yeah.
see this wall,
Yeah.
the edges of these blocks, they've been smoothed out, the middle's a buffer. That's just to make it look a bit nicer.
Oh,
Hard to know why they've won't go looking tunnels down here.
yeah.
It could be if people are, paying them to... It could be if he's paying people, to, dig holes and fill them in again. It's another example of that. He's giving them extra work, making it look good.
Yeah.
It could be, I mean, it could just be as simple as if he is paying people, if he's paying some more skilled workers, it could just be them keeping the skills up,
Yeah.
giving themselves an extra bit of work. I mean, it could be that simple.
So it had to be stonemasons.
Oh, this place is
Involved,
huge.
that to be stonemasons.
Stonemasons usually
Look at that arch goes behind there, guys. You see the arch? Perfect archway, and that actually goes behind there. Bear with me, guys, but I'll pay for the tour. It's best I could do for you guys. Look how it goes round and behind. Absolutely bonkers. Look at that. Actually goes into that. Oh God, this place is huge. Look at the size of this place. Wow.
There you go, start with ducks. You'd be shocked how many people Hold up top. Big top over there. They were both rubbish chutes.
It was the shoes from there.
That's how the tunnels got filled in again.
Oh, yeah.
It was years and years of being used to get through the wall.
Keep filling them in. We're under that giant archway, guys.
You might have noticed that's the third wall you've been past.
We're actually underneath Liverpool now.
That one over there, for instance.
The place is immense.
John, I thought it was, I think that it's
What's that? That's some pot work, guys. Look. You can see that part coming out to that wall. Actually got an old part going
But
down there.
But yeah, like I said, the tunnels they got filled in by being used as it. Eventually we think it got a lot more organised. Hard to know for sure, but we think a lot of it has been like the Liverpool Corporation, formerly the Liverpool City Council. Because just outside where all the cobbles are, and that whole space past our heritage centre down to the far end, and out front where the student flats are and all that was a big stable yard for the corporation for years. Originally built in the 1860s for the bin wagon horses. What we reckon, and like I say, it's hard to know this for sure, is that they would have just collected up the rubbish from around the city, brought the bin wagon horses back to the stables and tossed it all down here. Years and years of that is why we have to do as much digging as we have. Just that really organised stuff, packing it right in.
I remember the Paul Street wagons.
Yeah.
I did, yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
Do you, John?
Yeah.
He used to live in the posh area.
It's amazing how they built all their stuff with just like horses and carts, isn't it?
Absolutely.
How did like these massive buildings from the 1800s, how did they build it all with horses and carts? And ropes?
Didn't it?
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it? Grafters. This place is huge. We've got guys, we've got to go up some steps now. So I'll probably cut the video in and then guys and do part 2 because we've got further to go here. Really don't want to get too much on camera
Oh, the
because
malls are just there for separate children.
in the tunnel.
We'll try and get them stuff from malls for them.
Tunnels with them tunnels.
Sometimes it makes just have a look right up to the top there and that's the torch down. Give everyone a chance to look up there and then I'll talk about that when you want to see it.
Well, what's that light? Is
I'll
that,
chat about that when you want to see
looks
it.
like a hatch.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Guys, that's an old pipe coming through there, can you see it?
Oh, no, no. Can you see what you're doing?
corroded pipe. Going right down deep. Old block work down here. This place is awesome. Big too. That's the other side of this archway, guys.
Oh, no, touched them. Wow.
Got more brick here, guys. Look.
Huge.
Brick.
Careful, go on.
More brick on top of that. Sorry about the light.
Okay.
More brick. And another archway. More brick going down. How old's that? You alright? I've come prepared.
This man's organising. Yeah. Give that back to the man.
You have to be organised nowadays. Oh,
You
man.
saw right up to the top
Guys,
there,
look
did
at
you
that.
see big stack of polystyrene?
Yeah.
That's
brick
underneath
embedded.
62 Mason Street,
All right.
which is some
This place
student
goes
flats
deep.
they built when they were building. Yeah, just some student flats they
Getting
built
into the meat now,
in
guys.
1999. When they found that, basically when they were building them and they found that hole from above, you know, they needed some insulation, someone had gone to the cheapskate, so polystyrene.
Yeah.
And this is all underground, guys.
Yeah, they found the above here now. You can see some of the worst brickwork in any part of the tunnels.
Yeah.
Hard to know why it'd be any worse than anywhere else. Could just be because it's a smaller job. You put less skilled workers in here, done in a rush. We'd probably not a Friday afternoon tunnel.
Hang on, is there another roll up
There
there?
is, yes.
Is there, I'm counting them now. 4 I've seen. I'm looking out for them now.
Yeah. Williamson, I don't know if I found that story. Williamson was known for giving his workers big barrels of ale or porter. Haven't, yeah, while they were working for him.
That's probably how that was built then.
Apparently he used to tell people that asked him about that they worked all the better when the throats are wetted. So yeah,
All right.
who knows?
Who knows, indeed.
If you look back the way we came very carefully, can you all see that?
Yeah.
Basically, there's
Oh,
an
right.
arch in there, isn't
Yeah.
there?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's another arch above an arch.
Yeah, so
Like I
you
said
got
before, that
one
part of
arch.
arch and above arch is
two
all
arch.
under the tunnels.
Yeah.
That's the
Three
cellar I
arches.
was talking about.
Yeah.
Remember I mentioned that big sandstone arch was underneath a cellar
Yeah.
from one of the houses he was renting out on Mason Street.
Right.
Like I said before, all his
Oh, you
houses
got-
had cellars, and like I mentioned before, most of the cellars look like they were that exposed to the tunnels. Hard to know why they'd have done that. It could just be to make it a bit easier to throw rubbish down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of the houses he built on Mason Street are still standing.
Oh.
The last of them, well, the last thing
One
that's
arch,
left of them is
two
like the
arch.
front of one,
Yeah.
where
Three
the
arch.
rest of it got demolished. Basically, to turn it into the front of a garage.
Oh.
And yeah, but essentially the houses, they just didn't need big grand Georgian townhouses on Mason Street anymore. The last of them made it to the 1930s, when they got knocked down. And it was mostly like the 30s style tenement flats
Yeah.
after that.
Makes you wonder just how much is buried underneath this, don't it? It goes deep, don't it, this world?
Have a look down there.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry, guys, bear with me.
It's never ending, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gosh.
And it keeps going down.
Okay, well, yeah.
Oh, wow, you got more brick embedded in there.
It's going that way, isn't it?
Wow.
Beams.
Distance there.
How old's that brick?
Don't this? Hand it on to Alan.
Cheers, John.
Hold back that way.
Watch yourself, John.
Crazy,
You're right.
guys. Hope you're enjoying this. My hand's going numb.
Well,
Stop, really.
Keep going, that.
Jesus tonight.
Right down to the very end there.
Oh,
Yeah.
guys, look.
And you might also have seen the top of that. There's all slabs of sandstone.
I think you've got more brick in there, haven't
I've
you?
knocked it off.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wow. What's
But
that?
yeah, did you see the top of it was all sort of sandstone? I know a lot of people, when they see a tunnel that small, they all start wondering, they get the idea in their head of just little children falling along with pickaxes to dig it out.
Yeah.
It's not how they would have built it. They would have quarried it up from above, and then they'd have lowered them big slabs of sandstone down on top of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This tunnel here, we call it the kebab tunnel.
Yeah.
Nice, look.
Yeah,
Brick.
it's a steel pile from like
What are we
one
on then?
building, where essentially they've aimed for the rock but missed them at this tunnel and then poured concrete down around it. Follow me up here.
More brick and stone and land and... Wow. It blends in, don't it? Look at that.
No mould in
No
that.
hole in that, right, okay. So take us away to get this stuff.
All over these pipes.
Yeah.
It's all got brick in it, look. Running all through it.
This thing behind me, you might have noticed is like a modern tunnel. This was added in 2001, just so that to be two ways in and out and it'd all be one circuit. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just for health and safety, so we're not doubling back. Yeah, if you put this in, I mean, you can see it's essentially just a concrete box leading off to your left, can't you? Yeah, they added it in 2001. Before we go through there, I will talk here a bit more about Williamson's life and just a few more of the stories we know about him. Starting at the very basics, he was born in 1769 in a town called Darton in Yorkshire.
Oh, so Yorkshire.
He was born there, yeah, born in 1769 yeah. A little hint, little tip. Don't look up to see where it's coming from.
I've just
To be honest.
It backfires quite a lot. Yeah.
I'll put my hood up.
But yeah, Williamson, you pay people to, like I say, you paying people to dig holes and fill in again, but... Oh, I was just talking about his childhood, I'm so sorry. Yeah, he was born in Darton, his father was a glassmaker. One of the other glassmakers in that same little town was a man called Paul Tate. Paul Tate had a son called Richard Tate, who was a tobacco merchant here in Liverpool. When Joseph Williamson was about 11, so kind of 1780-ish, he started working for that Richard Tate as a little trainee tobacco merchant in Liverpool, just because that's what he did to 11-year-olds back then. Send them off to a family friend somewhere, tell them to earn a bit of money. He did very well for himself in tobacco. His father was a glassmaker. Sorry, did very well for himself in tobacco. Did a lot of his own dealings. A lot of dealings alongside a man called Joseph Lee. Then 1802, like I said before, he got married to the daughter of the man who trained him up, got married to Elizabeth Tate. She was called. Very next year after that, he took over the Tate family tobacco firm, in a massive coincidence. And then 1806, he bought that patch of land I was telling you about at the start. That's when he moved up here. Started setting himself up as a...
Big love to you guys.
How was he able to
bless you.
take over the
I'll come back in a minute, but got my batteries running out.
Oh, so the
Hope
old
you
man
enjoyed that
stayed.
little tour. I can't film my tour because it's not fair.
So we didn't
But,
inherit it from
No,
I'll just have to show you down these
He
tunnels.
bought it off their brothers, yeah.
Can't go too
He's
far.
already left it to the sons of that, but they've
Take a little
already
look up
moved
here.
out to tobacco. They've already done a lot of moving out to tobacco into like,
Just finish
just
off
again,
with
just
this.
land ownership.
Underground.
And just
Under the whole of
set themselves up
Liverpool.
as kind of suburban landlords.
Just
Even
goes
if you
deeper
get
and
some
deeper
land,
and deeper.
I'll get to the edges of me knowledge.
And we haven't got to the bottom yet. I'll try and get a part 2 for you in a minute, guys. Because I really don't want to get too much on here because it'll disturb the tour. 1, 2, 3 archways. And there's probably more underneath. This place goes deep, guys. Hope you enjoyed that little tour. A little bit of a story with it too. I'll come back to you in a minute, guys. God bless you. I'll see you in the next vid. Thank you for sticking with the Wild Army UK. Big love to you all. And thanks to these guys for letting me video. If you want to visit the tunnels, Come and visit them, guys. It's the Williamson Tunnels, Liverpool. This world goes deep. I've got one, guys. Big love to you. Oi, oi.